Destiny, thank you for sharing with us your thoughts and your personal experience. We gain from everyone's feedback, no matter what level we're at, and hearing your description of working with optometrist's office, but also finding ways to invest your communication skills in that setting is something that hits home. For me personally, I've found opportunities to do that no matter where I've worked with different organizations that could have had roles directly tethered to media, or they could be outside organizations that have different kinds of work at different kinds of levels. You mentioned that you're finding ways to import and tie in that comm work into the everyday, and that's exciting. Like we saw or heard from with regard to John's post this week, you're getting a chance to create some soft marketing models on Facebook, and we'd love to hear more about that. Anytime you feel like you can share that information, feel like our classroom space is a place where you can test those ideas. We want that. We're co-creating knowledge when we engage in the discussion, written discussion, video discussion, student reports, presentations, and so on. We're taking from the various authors that are selected for us to read, and we're making new work from that. We're giving their work value by allowing it to stimulate our critical thinking and push us to have contemporary discussions about the roles communication and media play in our lives. And you talk about that you don't have a set timetable or a set position to win, and all of that's understood, but what you eventually want to be doing may not necessarily be what you're doing right now. That's okay. That's okay for everyone, right? It's good to keep those options open. In fact, this would be an excellent time to talk about how in the early 2000s, there was this statistic they were starting to use on college campuses with incoming students to kind of lower some of that concern or stress about changing their major or not. I think in the early 2000s, the average student would change their major about 3 to 4 times, and they were also correlating that with information that the average adult would change careers 4 or 5 times, and that was a striking difference from 30 years ago, 50 years ago, right? 75 years ago, people would have one career, maybe change career paths once in their life. And I can tell you all that the vast majority of us will not recognize that type of limited pattern. The contemporary societal demands and structure set us up to shift multiple times. Be ready for that. Be prepared. It's okay. Take on new challenges. Be ready. One of the things that can do for you is each new role gives you new experience, right? Gives you new series of challenges, sometimes setbacks, but sometimes breakthroughs. It will build your character, your confidence, and over time you will be developing that portfolio of work to show for it, so long as you continue to invest your best efforts. And again, I say you all, right? Everyone. And these changes can happen early. They can happen early in our professional careers when our experience is limited. They can happen late in our careers. And I even work with people that have shifted, that were semi-retired and then took on a new career. Okay, so that is expectations change all the time. We're in a very fluid economy, and as a communications tribe, we have options, and it's expected, especially among journalists, that you would be hopping between potential professions. There is likely no such thing as that that single newspaper person's going to go write for the rest of their life. unless you're the owner, of a small rural newspaper, that sort of thing, you wouldn't really practice journalism to that in that kind of way anymore on the whole. All right, well, opened a wide discussion there, so thank you for your response, Destiny.